Hello friends, welcome by Meena, assistant professor English from Government College चंडीगढ़ झारखंड। आपका हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल में हार्दिक अभिनंदन है। आज पढ़ेंगे अपन ओलिवर गोल्डस्मिथ और ऐसे नेशनल प्रेजुडिस। ठीक है, ओलिवर गोल्डस्मिथ का नेशनल प्रेजुडिस। इससे पहले अपन ओलिवर गोल्डस्मिथ के इंट्रोडक्शन के बारे में जान लेते हैं। देखिए, ओलिवर गोल्डस्मिथ, जिनका जन्म 10 नवंबर 1728 को हुआ था और डेथ हुई 4 अप्रैल 1774 को, was an Irish novelist, playwright and poet who is best known for a novel The Vicar of Wakefield, जो 1766 में पब्लिश हुआ। His pastoral poem The Deserted Way, जो 1770 में पब्लिश हुई, and his play The Good-Natured Man, जो 1768 में पब्लिश हुआ। She Stood to Conquer, जो 1771 में पब्लिश हुई, but performed in 1773. He is thought to have written the classic children's tale The History of Britain to go to soul. ठीक है, अब देखिए इसका बायोडाटा देख लीजिए पूरा। जन्म 10 नवंबर 1728 को, डेथ 4 अप्रैल 1774 को। का रेस्टिंग प्लेस है टेम्पल चर्च लंदन। ठीक है, इनका ऑक्यूपेशन है प्ले राइट, पोइट, बस्कर, एपोथेकेरी, असिस्टेंट लैंग्वेज इन इंग्लिश। उनकी एजुकेशन लिटरेरी कॉलेज डबलिन में। लिटरेरी मूवमेंट दी क्लब में जुड़े हुए थे। इनकी नोटेबल वर्क्स है द विकार ऑफ वेकफील्ड, द डेजर्टेड विलेज, द गुड-नेचर्ड मैन, स्टूड टू कॉन्कर। ठीक है, ये हो गया इनका बायोडाटा। और देखिए आगे, देखिए इनके ऐसे देखिए ऑन नेशनल प्रेजुडिस। इन ऐसे ऑन नेशनल प्रेजुडिस फर्स्ट पब्लिश इन द ब्रिटिश मैगजीन इन अगस्त 1760. Goldsmith argued that it is possible to love one's own country without hating the natives of other countries. Compare Goldsmith's thought of patriotism with Mass Eastman's extended definition in what is patriotism, and with Alexis de Tocqueville's discussion of patriotism in Democracy in America 1835 में. As I am one of that sauntering tribe of mortals who spend the greatest part of their time in taverns, coffee house and other places of public resort, I have thereby an opportunity of observing an infinite variety of characters, which to a person of a contemplative turn is a much higher entertainment than a view of all the curiosities of part of nature. In one of these my late ramblings, I accidentally fell into the company of half a dozen gentlemen who were engaged in a warm dispute about some political affair, the decision of which, as they were equally divided in their sentiments, they thought proper to refer to me, which naturally drew me in for a share of the conversation. ठीक है, amongst a multiplicity of other topics we took possession occasion to talk of the different characters of the several nations of Europe. Made one of the gentlemen cocking in his head and assuming such an air of importance as if he had possessed all the merit of the English nation in his own person, declared that the Dutch were a parcel of avaricious wretches, the French set of flattering sycophants, that the Germans were drunken souls and blithely gluttons, the Spaniards proud, haughty and sorry tyrants, but that in bravery, generosity, clemency and in every other virtue the English excelled all the world. This very learned and judicious remark was received with a general smile of approbation by all the company, all I mean but your humble servant, who endeavouring to keep my gravity as well as I could, I reclined my head upon my arm, continued for some time in a posture or affected thoughtfulness as if I had been musing on something else, and did not seem to attend to the subject of conversation, hoping by the means to avoid the disagreeable necessity of explaining myself, and thereby depriving the gentleman of his imaginary happiness. But my pseudo patriot had no mind to let me escape so easily, now satisfied that the opinion should pass without contradiction. He was determined to have it ratified by the surface of every one in the company, for which purpose, addressing himself to be with an air of inexpressible confidence, he asked me if I was not in the same way of thinking. Was not in the same way of thinking, as I am never forward in giving my opinion, especially when I have reason to believe that it will not be agreeable. So when I am obliged to give it, I always hold it for a maxim. To speak my real sentiments, I therefore told him that for my own part, I should not have ventured to talk in such a peremptory stand unless I had made the tour of Europe and examined the manners of the several nations with great care and accuracy. That perhaps a more impartial judge would not scruple to affirm that the Dutch were not frugal and industrious, the French more temperate, the polite, the Germans more hardy and patient of labor. I could easily perceive that all of the company began to regard me with a jealous eye offer. I before I had finished my answer, which I had no soon done. ठीक है, अब देखिए नेक्स्ट. Then the patriotic gentleman observed with a contemptuous sneer that he was greatly surprised how some people could have the conscience to live in a country which they did not love and to enjoy the protection of a government to which in their hearts they were inveterate enmity. Finding that by this modest declaration of my sentiments I had forfeited the good opinion of my companions and given them occasion to call my political principle in question, and well knowing that it was in vain in argue with men who were so very full of themselves, I threw down my reckoning, retired to my own lodging, reflecting on the absurd and ridiculous nature of nation prejudice and pre prepossession. अब देखिए आगे. Philosophy on antiquity. Among all the famous sayings of antiquity, there is none that does greater honor to the author or affords greater pleasure to the reader, at least if be a person of a generous and benevolent heart, than that of the philosopher who, being asked that countryman he was, replied that he was a citizen of the world. How few there are to be found in modern times who can say the same, or whose conduct consistent with such a profession. We are now become so much Englishmen, Frenchmen, Dutchmen, Spaniards, or Germans that we are no longer citizens of the world, so much the native of one particular sport or members of one petty society, that we no longer consider ourselves as the general inhabitants of the globe or members of the grand society which comprehends the whole humankind. Did these prejudices prevail only among the meanest and lowest of the people? Perhaps they might be excused, as they have few, if any, opportunities of correcting them by reading, travelling, or conversing with foreigners. But the misfortune is that they inflate the minds and influence the conduct even of more gentlemen, of those I mean who have very title to this appellation but an exemption from prejudice, which however in my opinion ought to be regarded as its characteristical mark of a gentleman. ठीक है, अब देखिए नेक्स्ट. For let a man's worth be ever so high, station ever so exalted, or his fortune ever so large. Yet if he is not free from national or other prejudices, I should make bold to tell him that he had a low and vulgar mind, and had no just claim to the character of a gentleman, and in fact, you will always find that those are most apt to boast of national merit, who have little or no merit of their own to depend on, and which to be sure nothing is more natural the slender vine around. Should it be alleged in defense of national prejudice that it is the national and necessary growth of love to our country? ठीक है, अब देखिए नेक्स्ट, and that therefore the former cannot be destroyed without hurting the latter. I answer that this is a gross fallacy and delusion. That it is the growth of love to our country I will allow, but that it is the natural and necessary growth on it, I absolutely deny. Superstition and enthusiasm to are the growth of religion, but who were ever to it in its right to affirm that they are the necessary growth of this noble principle. They are, if you will, the bastard sprouts of its heavenly plant, but not its natural and genuine branches, and may safely enough be lopped up without doing any harm to the parent stock. May perhaps still once they are lopped off, this goodly tree can never flourish in perfect health and vigor. अब देखिए सिटीजन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, एज इट इज नॉट वेरी पॉसिबल दैट I may love my own country without hating the natives of other countries, that I may exert the most heroic bravery, the most undaunted resolution in defending its law and liberty, without despising all the rest of the world as cowards and poltroons. More certainly it is were not what they need, I suppose, what is absolutely impossible. But if it were not, I must own, I should prefer the title of the ancient philosopher, namely a citizen of the world, to that of an Englishman, a Frenchman, a European, or to any other appellation whatever. अब देखिए ना, these prejudices prevail only among the meanest and lowest of the people. Perhaps they might be exude as they have few any opportunity of correcting them by reading, traveling, conversing. Should it be alleged to defend national prejudice that is the natural and necessary growth of love to our country, and therefore the former cannot be destroyed without hurting the latter, I answer that this is a gross fallacy and delusion. That it is the growth of love to our country I will allow, but that is the natural and necessary growth of it, I absolutely deny. Superstition and enthusiasm to are the growth of religion, but whoever took it in his head to affirm that they are the necessary growth of this noble principle. They are, if you will, the bastard sprouts of heavenly plant, but not its natural and genuine branches, and may safely end up be lopped off without doing any harm to parent stock. Nay, perhaps till us they are lopped, this godly tree can never flourish in perfect health and vigor. Is it not very possible that I may love my own country without hating native of other countries, that I may exert the most heroic bravery, the most undaunted resolution in defending its laws and liberty, without despising all the rest of the world as cowards and poltroons? More certainly it is, if it were not but they need, I suppose it is absolutely impossible. But if it were not, I must own, I should prefer the title of the ancient philosopher, namely a citizen of the world, to that of an Englishman, a Frenchman, a European, to any other appellation whatever. अब देखिए